You can hear me.
We can.
Hey!
There we go.
Yay!
All right, so we figured it out. Christian's not back yet, but we don't need him.
That's true.
Yep, there's never been anything truer. Lance,
Yes.
we've taken a minute. I figured out how damage works. I should have known this beforehand, but like many things, I overlooked it. What you're going to do is you're going to roll a d6, and then you're going to compare that to the table. So you do damage as a sword, so we compare it to...
Then what's the 7 plus for?
What?
What is the 7 plus for on my damage thing if I can only roll a d6 and that's it?
It's if you have a modifier, right? So if you ever gain a modifier that modifies your damage, like +1, +2...
I think I do, because I have claws too.
You have claw? No, that's your skill. That's not the modifier. You see what I'm saying?
But I have rank and skill for claws.
Right, correct. So your skill is the base skill that you have as a character. Your rank is your rank in that particular advanced skill. Your modifier is something different. You would gain a modifier through like several different ways. I don't think any of you have any kind of damage modifier at the moment.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
All right. Yeah.
All right, dope. So
I'm gonna
what
roll.
you're gonna do for me is roll a d6.
1 to 6.
Yep.
I got a 4.
Okay. Dope.
And
so
that
how much damage is that?
6.
6 damage? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So you do 6 damage. Let me open this back up.
These
Okay,
owls better
so
not
you
be,
kill. All right,
like,
so you, yeah. So you kill it. What happens?
hell yeah.
Tell me what happens with your claws.
So as it reaches for me,
Uh-huh.
so like the talons are coming at me like this, right?
Yeah.
And because I've got 3 sets of legs, so I can like rear up, and I'm still like chilling in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
So I put my paws up, and I literally like my retractable claws come out, and as the talons come, I reach in between them, and I literally rip the owl into 2 pieces and throw it against the wall, and it slowly like against
the wall, against the wall or the window.
No, wait. No, sorry. I rip it in half, and then the
got that
are
part.
still stuck on my claws, and I throw them at the other owls. Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so they.
That was your brother?
That's
Too bad.
horrifying.
So that probably angers the other owls. You won't get to do direct damage to them since that's outside of the scope of your turn. But let's see what we get as our next card. And it's Judgment.
That's it, folks.
That's it, folks. See you next time. All right, so let's recall all of our cards. We'll plop them back in. What a great time to get Judgment as well. Like,
no kidding.
As soon as you rip those things over, new fucking turn. Let's go. All right, so let's table that for now. And we're gonna cut. So we see you rip apart this owl and then chuck the pieces of it down the hall. One of the pieces of the owl probably hits the maid cowering in the corner. He lets out another feeble little shriek. Before on his shriek, we cut back to Tim and Fnibbit inside of the elevator shaft. So you're inside of the elevator. The little mandrill, he's kind of like making little humming and like little like
I love him.
like what
These are elevator
like
music.
whistly, like little whistly noises. He occasionally will like reach down and like scratch his little bare butt. But as we cut back to the two of you inside of the elevator shaft, it's not very long before the doors open. We see that the color of the shaft has changed from a deep purple to kind of like a blue, I'd imagine. It's on a gradient as you go up the shaft. But the elevator stops with a very like sudden shudder, and the doors open. On the other side of the doors, well, we can see that they're like maybe as the doors open as well, up on the first floor. We're kind of like in an alcoved hallway, up on the first floor where the doors to the elevator are. And as the doors open, maybe the two of you can hear the sounds of like some owls hooting. Maybe the sounds of like some shrieks and whimpers. The old woman that's standing there in the open elevator doors. Like I said, she's old. She's very old. She's quite overweight, but in like a nice, like plump grandma sort of way. She looks very warm and cuddly. She's not particularly. She's like of medium weight.
Plump.
Yeah, she's lightly plump. She's got
not lightly.
Not
plump.
lightly.
Politely plump.
Politely.
Like,
She's politely
yes.
plump.
Yeah.
She's wearing like one of those like grandma dresses with like a lot of like random
A muumuu?
A muumuu, yeah, I think that's the word for it. She's wearing a muumuu with like a mess, like a throw up of floral prints on it. She's got some little sandals on, she's got a little bag, she's got a pearl necklace around her neck. She glances back like over her shoulder as the doors open and there's the sound of like the whimpering and the hooting of owls and the sounds of like some kind of commotion going up on the first floor. And she turns back around and shrugs her shoulders and enters the elevator. What do you do?
Make room for her, of course.
Yeah, I kind of like I kind of like scoot back now that it's not just me and my only friend. I'm now just like awkwardly standing like in the corner.
Bree just like stabs her like on instinct, like, and she's like, "Oop," like
Sorry.
her training, like that's you just didn't training. She just
I
stabs.
have one mark. I'm not just gonna kill anybody.
I'm just
Doing
saying,
like a hot dog.
I've got an assignment. I got to do it right, and then someone.
Nope.
Nope, none of that. So
None of that.
you make room for her in the elevator. You kind of, I imagine that you like, you know,
Awkwardly
she
shuffle
gets,
around.
Yeah, she gets right in the middle of the two of you. The mandrill, before he goes back to his little like levers and gizmos and doodads on the console, he kind of looks at the old woman with a kind of a wide grin on his face. His tongue is kind of like lapping out slightly from his mouth. And the old woman, she chuckles as she sees the mandrill do this, and she reaches inside of her like giant leather purse and pulls out a tiny little red bonbon. Or like the wrapper on the bonbon is red. She has it in her hand, kind of like a coin, and she flicks it to him, and he catches it in one hand, and then immediately like starts like opening it up with his tiny little fingers, and then he like plops it in his mouth, chews on it a little bit, and then starts working on the consoles. The doors close, and as the doors close, he starts hiccuping happily and kind of like making tiny little noises. As the doors close, and the elevator starts working its way up the shaft, the old woman looks at the two of you, and then says, "So, what are your names?"
Me? Oh my
Yes.
god. How rude of me. I'm Fnibbit.
Ah, Fnibbit. And you, young man?
Tim.
Tim, that's a lovely name. I've got a grandson named Tim.
Tim is very weird.
Am I your grandson?
Oh.
She looks at you up and down and says, No, much too thin. May I interest you in a bonbon? And she starts reaching inside of her bag. What do y'all do?
I start stammering.
Why not?
Just, but like my hand slowly comes up shaking.
Monkey
All right.
had one and the monkey was fine, so
So she reaches into her purse and she pulls out a little bonbon for you, and she pulls out a bonbon dressed in a shiny reflective green wrapper, and she hands it out to you. And she's holding it out, and I imagine you probably like go in. Do you go in and reach for it? Do you grab it?
I don't. I just.
Reach out a hand. Yeah. Before she lets you hand it though, she snaps it back out of your reach, and says, "But first, a question. How much do you weigh, son?"
Me?
Yes. You.
I.
Huh?
Are we in pounds? Are we in? Can I say in pounds?
Yeah, you can say it in pounds. You can say whatever.
Well,
Huh?
we're doing the
Don't say
European.
in stones. That's how heavy you are in the UK is in stones. It's way more fun. I'm
doesn't have-
50
we don't-
stones.
We don't know how many stones anybody weighs. Just say it in pounds.
Stones.
I weigh 7 1/4 stones, which is roughly over 100 pounds,
Oh
All
my
right.
god, you are so skinny.
and I'm
She,
very tall.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
don't tell Melissa.
She reaches the bonbon back up to you and then smiles and gives it to you. You take it?
Yeah, I just let her drop it in my hand.
What an odd exchange.
And she looks over at you, Fnibbit, and she says, "Would you like one as well, dearie?"
Sure.
Fantastic. Let me see.
I am sweating profusely.
She reaches down into her purse, and she pulls out a bonbon. It's covered in a red wrapper. She again runs the same routine on you. She reaches it out and then pulls it back in just as you're about to take it. And she says, but one quick question first. Tell me, will you be visiting the porcelain martyrium of Saint Jude during your stay here in Troika?
I've never heard of that before, but I don't have a lot of plans while I'm here, so I would love to fit it into my schedule.
Fnibbit, are you lying?
I am lying.
A sour look crosses her face.
Oh no!
And she says, "Now, dearie, why not?"
Because it sounds boring.
She puts the bonbon back in her purse
Mm.
and says, "Tell me, friends, have you ever been associated with the Red Church?"
The who?
The Red Church.
Never heard of them.
And how about you, Mr. Skin and Bones?
Not allowed.
I see,
That's true.
I see.
Ain't nobody let this hoe in a church.
Well, uh, perhaps tell me then, how long do you plan on staying here in the city then? She kind of like brushes aside the conversation, tries to settle the mood inside of the elevator.
Okay, I will say, Bree, as an assassin, I feel like you'd be trained not to accept food from strangers.
Well, the monkey got one, and the monkey was fine.
It was a
Also,
green
individual
wrapper.
rats.
The
It was
monkey got a
different
red
wrapper.
one. Mine was a red one.
I
No,
got a
the
green
monkey
one.
got a green one.
No, the monkey
I
got a red one.
I got a green one.
I got what the monkey got,
So
but
what
I
do you
didn't
say?
get it.
What do you?
I mean, you can put it in the same wrapper. I'm just saying,
You
I feel like
know,
assassins are trained never to accept food from people they don't know. Because you could do that to somebody
How
too. You
long?
could give,
I don't know how long I'm going to be here. I don't know. Till I feel like leaving, I guess.
That's a good time as any to leave the city, to come and go as you please. And what about you, Zan?
did you just turn Indian?
No,
What? No.
I don't think
Your
so.
accent slowly became like it's changed.
I thought I wasn't your son. I don't know. Whenever I get tired or kicked out of this place, I will leave.
Why would you get
Yes.
kicked out?
Yes. Well, when one is tired, it's best to lay down their head and sleep, I suppose. And who
Can I-
knows where we go
Can I
from there?
eat my bonbon very nervously?
Yeah. She starts prattling on about like where you go when you sleep and where you might go when you die.
The moment she mentions death, I immediately stop shaking. And I'm like, oh, do you know?
She looks at you with wide eyes and says, "No. Do you?"
No.
I was hoping you would have some sort of answer for me, my child. Regardless, who knows the true weight of a soul? It reminds me of Saint Jude in her bondage. Could she escape such fetters, given a suitable mass?
Inky.
These are the questions that one ruminates on when one is old. But please, go ahead. And she kind of, like, gestures to you as you were, like, unwrapping your bonbon. Eat your bonbon.
Eats.
Yeah, you pop it in your mouth. It's tasty. It tastes really good.
Is it like sour apple?
Can you roll 2d6 for me?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
No, and it tastes like passion fruit.
I don't even know what that tastes like.
I told you,
1 and a
breathe.
5
All right.
or a 6.
Tim, as you eat this bonbon, it's very tasty. Like I said, it's got a very distinct passion fruity taste. Is a bonbon like?
I have no idea what a bonbon
Can they have
is.
like?
Isn't it like a chocolate sphere with like creamy deliciousness
Yeah,
in the
they've got
middle?
like stuff on the inside. It's probably like chocolate on the outside, and then it's got like a passion fruit center. So it's like kind of sweet, a little sour, I'd imagine. As you're eating it and as you're munching down on it, you feel all of a sudden, your feet don't feel like they're being enveloped by the carpet anymore.
What the hell?
You
Oh,
look
that's-
deep. Yeah,
I look down. And...
Yeah, looking down, you can see that you are now hovering ever so slightly above the carpet. Not by a lot, right? Just enough to get you from like sinking down into its like very like deep richness. But you are hovering just slightly above the green carpeting of the elevator. You said you're really tall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, your head definitely hits the top of the elevator. Like maybe like your head brushes slightly against the light bulb that's illuminating the space. The old woman just begins to chuckle.
I just like look at Nibbit like terrified. I'm like,
What is happening?
The old woman
floating.
laughs and says, "Oh, don't worry, dearie. It'll pass in a few minutes."
what is in these?
she giggles slightly, and then she says, "Oh, dearie, a woman never gives up a recipe like that."
Like a magician.
So, we cut.
My respect.
We cut back to Babbins.
Who is gone?
Is he gone? Oh,
Yeah, I don't know where he is.
Find the headphones.
All right. So we'll stay with the two of you. The woman giggles. She's not just gonna like tell you what's in these bonbons. What do y'all do?
What does your bonbon do?
What? Me?
She never
You're
got
asking
a
about my
bonbon.
bonbons?
Oh.
The old woman looks at you and then back at Fnibbit and says, "That dearie over there did not receive a bonbon. Not from me."
Ma'am, I think she'd really like one.
Oh no, that's okay. I'm good. I'm good.
She says, she gives you like a sidelong expression. She kind of cocks one eyebrow, and then she points her fingers at you and says, "Now, dearie, if I'm to give you a bonbon, you shall have to answer one of my questions truthfully. Trust me, I can tell. Now tell me, what gods have you brought with you?"
I didn't think you were allowed to take them anywhere.
She says, she laughs. She starts cackling loudly, and then she reaches into her bag. And then pulls out a bonbon with a blue wrapper.
Oh god, it's new!
And then hands it to you.
Oh no!
You just
Okay,
look over at me in the corner. I'm just like, eat it.
okay, I'm
I'm
gonna.
mouthing.
Okay, I'm gonna eat it.
it?
Yeah, I'm gonna eat it.
Oh my god.
You
Not
open
a
it up.
smart assassin. Mm-mm.
You plop it into your mouth. It tastes like lavender. It's got like it's probably all chocolate, but it's probably got like little flecks of lavender in it, and it's probably like infused with some kind of essence or something. As soon as you eat it, you feel wrong. You feel very wrong.
Oh no!
It feels like there's some kind of uncomfortable feeling coming from your stomach, from your arms, from your legs, from the underside of your face, like right underneath your jaw. Tim, you're watching Fnibbit as she eats her bonbon, right?
Yeah.
She is slowly gaining a not unnoticeable amount of weight.
Oh, why?
Over the course of the next 30 seconds, she gains like 20 pounds.
Ow!
Fnibbit, what do you look like now that you've gained 20 pounds?
20's not that much. That's just like
20 pounds is a pretty decent amount of weight.
That's a decent amount of weight.
What did you described yourself before as being kind of small, right?
Yeah.
Like you're like kind of like you were kind of scrawny.
Yep.
Do you want this to be fat or do you want it to be muscle? Like, do we see you like become bulkier or do we see you become
hate
like
this.
like pudgier?
I hate this. I want this to go away.
You get
It's
to-
muscle.
It's muscle. All right, yeah. We see the old woman starts cackling, and then she grabs you by one of your arms, and then feels your bicep.
I gotta buy some tickets to these to this gun show.
And she says, "I think this will suit you and your gods very nicely, young lady."
How do you get rid of this?
And she looks at you up and down, and she like shrugs her shoulders, and then says, "Another bonbon?"
Fuck off! No!
And then we cut back to Babbins. Babbins, my friend, you are still in the middle of an altercation with various different winged assailants. Now, as
4 owls. 2 of them are dead.
Exactly. There's 4 owls. You've just ripped one of them in half with your claws. The maid in the corner is cowering, and we're at the start of a new round. So, let's see what we get. Okay. So, one of these owls over here, you probably hear it. It probably like starts screeching and starts making its way like back around this way.
These are really determined owls, okay?
Yeah,
Most
well,
owls I know would see one of their owl friends explode into a million shattering pieces, and they just run for it, okay? They just go right outside that window.
How many times have you shattered an owl in front of another owl?
Owls are vicious. Owls are hunters. It swings back around. And then this one over here probably starts making its way this way. One of these ones, right here, starts flying towards you and probably makes it to around here before he goes once again to sweep in with one of its large talons. So, as always,
I gotta roll 2d6, right?
yep, 2d6, and then add your, what was that, plus
7.
7? Okay, yeah.
Right? Yeah, 2d6 plus 7. 2d6 plus 7. I got 18.
Okay.
So what's your skill? Your skill is 5?
Yes.
All right. So
have 5
this
skill, 7
one, you also it swoops in, but once again, you were probably waiting for it. I imagine your claws are at the ready for the next one. Deal damage. You definitely you gain the upper hand in this situation.
That's what happens when you mess with a god, bitch.
You're not a god.
So
I'm
roll a
a
d6.
deity.
You're not a
I was
deity.
with the gods.
You're a creation of a deity.
Okay, fine. Technically, they
You
were
might
to like
do
protect the gods, but like that's still pretty bomb. To be a god protector, you got to be pretty bomb. Okay.
All right, just roll.
3,
Alrighty, that's what on your matrix?
6.
That is a
So I
6.
kill another one.
Yep, you kill another one. What happens?
Okay. So this one, with one little claw,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
I just pop one claw in the air,
Mhm.
extend it, and as the owl soars towards me, I decapitate it with a swish. And
Okay.
the body is separated from the head. It looks very surprised, gives a little boop, and then it's dead.
All right, yeah. It plops to the ground, and as it plops to the ground, the other owls like start hooting, and they start flying around in circles around each other. One of them comes up from behind you. And maybe it kind of seems to you for a moment like it's going in to attack you, but it flies over your head, and it joins the group of now 3 remaining owls. The maid is still in the corner, cowering. He's sobbing slightly now. There's little drops of blood falling from his face and then falling down onto the
He is so
luxurious
dramatic.
blue velvet carpeting of the Blank Mage and Thistle.
My God. Some people just have not lived a life.
They really haven't. The 3 owls kind of like join like a cloud of each other, and it looks like they're discussing something amongst themselves. Before eventually they start attempting.
Did they draw a card for this?
They start attempting to fly out the window. It looks like they're leaving.
Okay.
We're out
Let
of
them go.
We're out
Let
of
'em leave.
combat at this point, but you get to decide what you do now. So, what do you do?
I want to kill another of them.
God damn.
Okay. I'll let you take that as a free action. Which one of them do you want to try and kill? Do you want to just like run up on one of them? Just roll your skill, and then try and roll under. You're not going to be contested. Yeah, you're not going to be contested. So roll underneath your. You have to roll 2d6 and then get at or under a 7. Okay. Yeah, they're a little bit too quick. So you probably like pounce up on them.
Wait, can I get a couple feathers though? Can I I scrape one of them and like a couple feathers come loose?
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Okay.
They're flying
Alright.
out the window. They're getting out of here. You just barely pounce on one of them and scrape one of the feathers, and the feathers fall. You fall down with a clamor in front of the maid. He's still sobbing. The owls are now flying out into the city, out away from the hotel. What do you do?
Well, I gracefully get to my feet. I walk over to the maid.
Mhm.
I present a paw, and I say, "Are you her?"
You cut out there.
You say what now? You cut out.
I reach out a paw, and I say, "Are you all right, sir? I'm terribly sorry this happened to you, but
He says he reaches up and he grabs your paw, and he says, "Yes, I. It's time for my break." And then he like puts his mop in the bucket and then starts huffing and puffing off down the stairs leading to the ground floor. What do you do?
excuse me, sir. Has this happened before? Do you have any idea why this happened?"
He without turning around to look at you, he just like raises a hand and just goes like this.
Waves you off.
I was like, "What?"
He just waves you off.
Oh,
I just saved his goddamn life.
He's very ungrateful.
That hoe.
So what do you do?
Ugh. I roll my eyes because even though I am everyone's protector, like, are you kidding me? Like, I was just trying to make sure you didn't happen again. Like,
Yeah, maybe everybody's protector, but like, give me some recognition. Come on.
yes, I am a children of the gods. Like, you're a children of like 2 rabbits who were like who didn't use protection. Okay,
You're
sorry.
like a child of like John or something.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ! What a savage.
Anyways, I give a little ignorant whoof, and then I gracefully continue my ascent to the top of the building.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you
My
want
head held high, acting as though nothing has happened, and there is not a single fur or feather out of place on me.
Do you want to take the lift or the stairs?
The stairs. I'm not taking the lift.
But there's a monkey in here.
Yeah, there's a monkey in the lift.
Did we wait? So whenever the lady got on at the first floor, right?
Yeah, she did.
Did we hear like this go on behind her?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
told you heard owls and stuff.
We were just like, whatever. He's fine.
You guys don't have the. I had to. I couldn't leave. Like I have to help people.
You don't have to.
I swear, I'm gonna die first because of that.
I have to help people, but if they don't give me credit for helping them,
And fuck them.
I'll be annoyed. I'll still help them, but I'll be really.
So you're gonna head up the stairs.
Yes.
All right. So you stamp off back down to where the stairwell
I killed 3
is.
of them. They did not even touch me. Bomb.
Yeah, you stamp off back to where the stair well is, and you just start climbing up the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay. As you're climbing up the stairs up onto the second floor, we see that there's a new like a new series of reliefs leading up from the first floor to the second. What we get this time is okay. All right. So yeah, leading up from the first floor to the second floor, the walls are. Oh wait, well, it's each step. I was saying it was the walls, but I feel like the steps. I feel like the walls leading up is a little bit cooler.
It's on the steps?
What? Well, it's technically supposed to be on the steps, but I said the walls the first time, so we'll just
do
stick
the
with
wall.
that. Yeah. So the walls are decorated with a relief, as well as they were leading up from the ground floor to the first floor. This time, it's a festive-looking pig wearing a stovepipe hat. He's standing on top of a dining table, engorging himself. There's probably like a bunch of different meals. There's like ham steaks and turkeys and mashed potatoes and corn, just a whole cornucopia of foods. He's standing on top of a dining room table, and there's human diners that are also at the table itself, just looking at him aghast.
Huh. That's hilarious.
You saved no one.
Yeah.
And
I can talk to myself.
You just keep climbing on up the stairs. As you keep climbing on up, the sound of the party above is getting louder. There's probably rumblings coming down the walls from above. There's the murmur of all the people. Excuse me. All of the people up on the roof. It's getting louder. But as you keep climbing the stairs up towards the second floor, you start noticing that the stairs are starting to get kind of moist. The carpet is getting a little bit moist beneath your feet. What do you do?
Do I feel it, or am I still hovering?
No. We're still
not in the stairs, buddy.
Oh shit! I thought I misunderstood. I thought you would jump back.
No.
I lift up.
That's gross.
I lift up my front paws, and I keep walking with my hooves.
My
Okay.
hooves.
My hooves.
All right. So you keep walking up with your hooves. The puddles are getting slightly larger. They're forming into puddles. As you turn a corner up onto the second floor, you see that passage up onto the second floor has been barred by a chain strung from golden cleats in the wall. There's a notice written, and it says there's probably like on the golden chain. There's probably like a piece of cardboard or something that's been written upon, and it says, "Cleaning underway. Please forgive us for any inconvenience caused." In one of the larger pools as well, maybe at like the very top of the stairs, you can see that there's a very large pool kind of inundating the carpet. and the floors, the walls at this point are also kind of wet too. Like it's been seeping like down in from the walls. There's like a sponge floating in one of the pools. However, there's no one around. It's eerily quiet. Besides the kind of like droning, kind of like thudding and rhythmic sounds of music and people making merry up on the roof. What do you do?
It's silent. I don't hear anything.
No, I mean besides the sound of the party, you don't hear the sounds of anybody up on the second floor.
God damn it. You know what? It's been a day.
Mm-hmm.
No one's screaming for help. I'm going to take the damn lift. I'm going to take the damn lift. Okay?
All right. So are you going to take the lift?
I'll look at this later. But I've killed some owls. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I saved somebody. No one's screaming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm part cat.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like water. So we'll just get me on the damn lift.
Okay. Do you want to take the lift up here from the second floor? You'd have to go up onto the second floor, wade through the water a little bit. It's probably about like ankle deep, I'd imagine.
No.
So probably up to the top of one of your hooves.
No.
You're gonna go back down to the first floor.
The first floor or the ground floor?
The first floor. First floor ground.
Okay.
You'd have to go back to one of those two if you were
Okay,
not. Okay.
I'll go. I mean, I want to give that guy a piece of my mind for telling me I could take the stairs, but I'll just go to the first floor. I just want to get to this damn party. I need someone to give me the room.
Okay. So.
And I'm not willing to go in some creepy deserted hallway that's silent with no one else at this point in time. But I'm remembering it for later.
Okay. All right. Great. So we see you turn tail and head back down to the first floor. As you're heading back down to the first floor. Oh wait. All right. Yeah.
Your legs get loud.
Okay. Yeah. You head back down to the first floor. The floor seems to be abandoned at this point. Nobody's gone back up to the first floor. The mop bucket and the mop are still sitting in the corner. The window, the stained glass window is still broken. The owls have not come back, but neither has another maid or anything. It's just quiet again. Do you want to just make your way over to the elevator?
Yes.
Okay.
That is what I want.
All right. You start making your way over to the elevator, and we cut back to Tim and Fnibbit. Now, the two of you are still in the elevator with the old lady and her bonbons. Fnibbit, you've just gained 20 pounds of raw muscle added to your frame. You're looking kind of beefy, not like super beefy, but like you've got defined muscles now. Maybe your jaw is a little bit square. You're looking a little bit manlier than before. The old woman is like slightly admiring your muscle and like nodding her head up and down, kind of admiring her work. Like her bonbons have really worked this time. She what do you all actually? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you guys doing? What are you doing?
Go away!
You what?
I said, make it go away!
All right, so the old woman just kind of shakes her head and says, "I already told you, dearie, I can't do something like that. If you wanted to go away, perhaps try eating a little less than you usually do. It should come off naturally."
Homegirl is suggesting I give myself an eating disorder. I am very upset with her.
She's just kind of like nodding her head up and down. Do you do anything? At that
Eating
moment,
disorders are rampant in assassin school, you know.
You don't know that I've been to assassin school, first of all.
But I'm not really. This is Lance. This isn't.
Well, she
into the
told
lift.
him that it would wear off.
Well, his is gonna wear
No.
off.
But mine's not?
No, you gained weight.
Oh,
At
that's a shame.
that moment,
That's
the
why you don't take
elevator,
things from strangers.
the mandrill lets
Might be
out
steroids.
the mandrill lets out a little hoot. Um, and
Little
then
hoot.
the doors open up on the second floor. The old lady she gets off. She grabs her little bag and like hastens it over her shoulder, and she kind of like turns back around and gives the two of you like a sweet smile and a little bit of a wave, like there you go, have fun. And then leaves.
I'm gonna kind of hold the door open. How many rooms are on each floor?
Let's say, I don't know, that's a good question. Let's say there's 10 rooms on each floor.
So are they all on one hallway or?
No, there's
Hey,
probably like
you
the
have a
door
block.
opens, the door opens up, like each floor is a square, I'd imagine, and then
Okay.
the elevator shaft is like a thing that runs through the middle. And then there's probably like a hallway that you have to walk down in the square to get to where the elevator's at. If that makes
It's just
sense.
like when the birds were attacking.
Yeah.
Like there's a big box in the middle. I just walk.
So how easy would it be to find out what room she's in?
You would have to watch her walk into her room. As she like steps out, you do notice, however, as the doors open up onto the second floor and she steps out and she like kind of splashes in something, like as she starts like walking forward. Like maybe it's kind of dry right in front of the elevator, but as she starts walking forward, she kind of like her feet splosh on something. And she... Okay. Yeah, she just kind of like splashes down a little bit. Maybe her shoulders slump down slightly. Maybe her bag starts like lilting off of one shoulder a little bit, and she like kind of like very lazily like swings it back up onto her shoulder, but she kind of just like keeps walking down. Her feet are splashing like very heavily now. Like it looks like the water levels are rising as she walks like further into the inundated carpet.
I'll worry about her later.
Okay. As you're thinking that thought, the two of you are looking out onto the elevator. Out onto the hallway, right?
Yes.
Okay. Something starts floating out of the ground and up into the hallway.
What
Do
is it?
anything? It looks like it's a cloud of green gas.
Oh.
It's kind of like a big bubble. It floats up into the middle of the hallway. It takes up the entire space. Floating inside of it, you can kind of make out are like little
Have fun, suckers.
round-shaped objects that are floating inside of the cloud. And there's like something glinting on them, but you'd have to get closer to the cloud to see what these glinting things are. The cloud floats there for a second. The doors are still open, and then it starts floating towards the two of you.
Oh, close door. Close the door, monkey. Close the door, monkey.
So, the monkey, he like looks at the two of you and he kind of like shakes his head slightly, and he like starts reaching into a panel that he has next to his
That's not
his
good.
console in the wall of the elevator. He opens up the panel, and inside is a tiny little like mandrill-sized gas mask that he
No!
pulls out and then starts fastening onto himself. The gas cloud is now like coming towards you into the elevator. What do you do?
Damn, I'm too young to die.
I could be a butt in cast torpor.
What does torpor do?
It just makes me feign dead, where I don't need air. I don't need.
Okay, you could do that.
Leave her alone?
Sure. What are you gonna do?
I have no idea. Can I go to the panel and try and figure out how to
wait.
shut the door?
Wait, that's a spell. Doesn't he have to roll to see if it succeeds?
I would.
Yeah,
We're
you
just, trying,
would.
we're just trying to see what we're doing first.
I'm just saying, you gotta roll to see if you can leave this bitch alone.
Yeah, I
Oh
know.
God.
I'm
Tim,
looking
what do
at
we do?
stuff.
What do we do? Tim, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
You don't have much time to discuss it. If you're gonna cast torpor on yourself, Fnibbit, what are you doing? It's coming in closer now. It's floating towards you at a very ominous crawl.
I am just confused. If he has to cast a spell to know it's going to work.
Yes.
But why
Yeah.
are we casting the spell?
Because we want to see what she's like. What are we first going to attempt to do? Because I'm going to attempt
Does
to cast
the panel look like I could operate it?
No.
Oh God.
It would take some considerable skill for you to be able to interface with the panel.
I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna pull my cloak up over my nose and mouth.
All right,
And
I'm
back
gonna
up into the corner.
I'm gonna sit down in the corner, and just close my eyes. My eyes roll back, and I'm attempting to cast Torpor.
Okay, go ahead and roll to cast it.
Okay.
I mean, it's a smart move. You don't have to breathe. But
I made the worst friends.
What do you have to roll at or under?
I know.
I don't remember. Let me.
I know,
See.
breathe. You really did make the
7.
wrong friend there.
My rank is 1. My skill is 6. I have to roll under a 7.
You wouldn't have saved me
Okay,
either.
so at or
I
under
would have
7.
tried.
Yeah. I do. I succeed.
Okay, great.
Oh,
tell
fuck.
me what happens. What do we
And
see as you
it
cast this
cost
spell on
me
yourself?
3 stamina, so I'm now at 16.
Yep.
You took your stamina damage, right, Lance? For
I
casting.
did not.
Okay,
I did
yeah,
not.
just retroactively go back and check how much stamina cost Shatter has, and then deduce that from your current total of stamina. All right, so
Because stamina is also your health.
That's
Yeah, so-
the skill it takes, right? I mean, the rank. Rank is how much stamina it takes.
No, you have
Rank
to
it. It's the number next to whatever skill. It's just written there.
Yep. So what do you do, Tim?
I have
It's just
rank.
you see me sit. It's not in your character sheet. It's in the book.
Okay.
I just sit in the corner,
Mhm.
and it's 3, by the way, Lance. Just cross my arms, head goes down, and I just look like I fall asleep.
Okay. Yeah, Fnibbit, you see this. Tim just puts himself in the corner and just looks like he's dozed off. The mandrill is fastening the straps on its gas mask. And the cloud is just about to enter the inside of the elevator. It's pretty much almost practically in front of you at this point. It's just kind of like
Okay.
bobbing in. It doesn't really look particularly menacing, but it does look very thick.
You talk, I say, we're full.
It's just gonna hold my cloak over my nose, my mouth, and just hope.
All right.
Do you lose stamina for claws attacking?
No, only for spells.
Okay.
So you're just going to stand there and hope for the best, right?
Yep.
All right. So
Not even gonna run.
My first friend is dead, and I didn't even kill him.
the cloud of gas enters the elevator, and immediately, Fnibbit, you feel like you cannot breathe. You cannot breathe this air. Now, you've got 2 choices, basically. You're drowning right now. You can either use your strength or hold your breath to try and get out of this. So, hold breath. It's a new custom skill. You can add it to your character sheet. We're making it up right now. It's called Hold Breath. Give yourself a rank from anywhere between, well, roll 1d3 and then tell me what you get, and that'll be your rank in Hold Breath.
Okay.
That's not too bad. You're pretty good at holding your breath.
Okay.
Dumbass. These people are so stupid, Christian. Every
Alright.
single one of them.
So, you got a 2. Add your skill to it, and that's going to be your total
Okay.
for Hold Breath. What is that?
It's a total of 7.
It's a total of 7. Okay, so you're going to have to roll at or under a 7 in order to hold your breath for 1 round. Got it?
Got it.
Okay, do so right now. It's 2d6. Roll at or
Guys,
under 7.
pray for me. Ah!
All right, so the gas cloud comes in. It comes in too quickly. You don't have enough time to really catch your breath in this moment, but maybe at some point along the way, maybe it'll shift slightly, or maybe you might be able to in some way convince this thing to do something to help you breathe. But for the moment, you're you're gonna drown. You're failing. You're gonna lose 1d6 stamina. So roll 1d6 and then lose that amount of stamina.
Is stamina also like health? Like when you get down to 0, that's when you die?
Stamina is your
Yes.
I lost 3 stamina.
All right. What's your total?
My total is now at 12.
Okay.
Oh.
Great. How this works is that for every round that you fail a roll, you increase the amount of d6 of stamina lost. So when we test this again, if you lose, it's 2d6 stamina, then 3d6 stamina, so on and so forth.
So you have to deal with this fast.
So,
Oh god.
Nibbit, you're choking. You can't breathe. The mandrill, the tiny little baby mandrill in his red jumpsuit and
that guy.
red little fez, he's not really doing anything. He's just kind of looking at you through his gas mask, and he kind of like gives you a thumbs up sign. Tim is doing nothing in the corner. He's just lying unconscious. He's not even breathing. What do you do?
Run, Bree!
Oh, I should also
Run!
mention. I should also mention. I mean, you're drowning, so your eyes are probably tearing up, and you can't really see too well. But those little round things that I described inside of this thing's form earlier, you can now see are kind of like little balloon bladder-looking thingies, and hanging on them is a ton of jewelry. Like little earrings are clipped onto them, like multicolored necklaces, jewels.
I feel like this is a person who's just very friendly and has no idea that they're killing me.
So,
You
what
could-
are you
you
what are
could
you
try to
doing? The
tell him
mandrill
that.
is kind of like giving you, like, he gives you a thumbs up and then he cocks his head slightly to the side. He's kind of looking at you inquisitively. What do you do?
Can I how big is it? Can I try and like get away from it?
It's occupying the entire space inside of the elevator.
Oh god. Can I get out of the elevator?
The elevator is currently moving up. You could maybe try and convince the mandrill to make things go faster. You could. There's really no escape at this point. The only way out is through.
Okay, I'll hold my breath.
All right, you're gonna try again. All right, let it be known you're gonna try and take a deep breath in. If you fail this, you're gonna lose 2d6 stamina, which could kill you.
I'm in an elevator with a necromancer. I'll take my chances.
All right.
I don't know what else to do. Okay, guys. Okay.
All right. You have to get what? At or under
7.
7, right? All right, 2d6, go.
Oh!
Okay, all right. So maybe the gaseous form shifts slightly. Maybe there's a small pocket of air, but at least for the next round, you'll be able to catch your breath slightly.
You could try to grab some of that stuff while you have your breath.
You're not gonna take any damage. Well, she can. However,
It's the
if you
people that are
choose-
watching this right now. They're the ones that got me through it.
So no one?
No one.
So you could choose to take one or several pieces of jewelry from this thing. However, you're gonna have to sacrifice your roll to resist drowning instead. So you're gonna take damage immediately. What are you gonna do? You have this for at least one other turn. Maybe I'll tell you this: you're almost at your destination. You're almost up on the next floor. You could probably see like the shifting colors of the elevator shaft around you, since you can see like what it is. It's shifted from like a blue, from purple to blue, and now it's shifting as you reach the 3rd floor slower. The gradient is changing to like a red. What do you do? The mandrill, again, he's kind of looking at you with like an estranged expression. I mean, you can't really see what his face looks like because he's wearing a gas mask, but he's like cocking his head slightly. What do you do?